Here, Punch, take these, said Patch, the soldier seated to his left side, and passed over a new pair of boots. The twins, Punch and Patch, were identical in appearance, right down to their tattoos, and yet they were completely different. Punch was a doer, Patch a thinker. Punch was a frontline fighter, clearing paths for the rest of us and making big messes. Patch kept to the rear. He focused on providing support for the team and cleaning up all those big messes. He always looked out for us all, especially his brother. "Thanks, bro," Punch said with a grin and took the boots from Patch. "I forgot my boots got so torn up yesterday." It was a testament to Punch's unwavering, push-forward and never-look-back attitude in battle that he hadn't given a second thought to his destroyed boots. Not even the necessity to fix them. It was a good thing Patch had him covered. Octavian looked down at his own footwear. "I wouldn't mind some new boots myself." "Waiting for you in your locker," Patch told him. "I already swapped out the regular laces for the thin ones you like." Octavian glared at him. "You make it really hard to mock you, you know?" "I know." Patch flashed him a bright smile. Octavian gave him a hearty slap on the back, then glided over to his locker, chuckling all the way. I panned my gaze across the locker room and my 5 godly comrades. When Ferris had sent me here to Heaven's Army, I hadn't expected this. I'd met gods before, and they were unfailingly arrogant and conniving beings who believed that everyone and everything in the universe existed merely to serve them. The gods didn't even trust one another. They were often too busy scheming against their allies to effectively fight their enemies, or so I'd believed, until Ferris, the god of Heaven's Army, had sent me here to train with his soldiers. At first, I'd been annoyed. After all, I was supposed to be playing emissary to the demons right away. But instead of forming an alliance of gods and demons against the Guardians, who planned to destroy us all, Ferris had stuck me here. I'd come to realize that right away meant something entirely different to the gods than it did to me. To Ferris, right away meant right after you go through basic training with Heaven's Army. Because my Legion of Angels training was apparently not nearly enough to prepare you for what you will face on the way to the Demon's Council through enemy territory. I wasn't sure who was most offended by Ferris's statement. Nero, my first trainer at the Legion and now my archangel husband, Nyx, the first angel, who led all the other angels on Earth, or Ronan, the god of Earth's army and lord of the Legion. My annoyance at Ferris's detour, however, quickly shifted to surprise. The gods I'd met here in Heaven's Army were nothing like any god I'd ever met before. Arabelle's irreverence, Octavian's sarcasm, Devlin's quiet, almost shy professionalism, Punch's simple, straightforward motivations, Patch's motherly manner. I hadn't encountered any of these traits in the 7 gods on the ruling council. Apparently, the gods were more complicated than I'd thought. My comrades in Heaven's Army had tons of magic, but they didn't have any political power. They did not enjoy the prominence that the 7 did, and that made them surprisingly down-to-earth, surprisingly normal, and surprisingly a lot like me. If Octavian is finished petting his fancy new boots, might I suggest we get a move on? Arabelle pulled a leather jacket out of her locker, then shut the door. "What do we have tonight anyway?" Octavian wondered. "Babysitting duty," she told him. "At the Lord's Gala." "Another one? They had a gala just last week. It's always the same dull lords doing the same dull things. Don't they ever do anything interesting?" Punch griped. Patch set his hand on his brother's shoulder. "Maybe monsters will crash the party." Punch grinned. "Now that would be interesting." "But unlikely," said Octavian. "Don't ruin my fun." Punch snapped back. Octavian stiffened. "I am not ruining anything. I didn't choose this assignment." He looked around. "Who chose it anyway?" "Ferris."